So here I am in my home, and actually I know Canadian House and Home did an article on this. It was maybe 5 or 6 or 7 years ago now, and a lot has changed, but there are certain things that still remain the same. We started with a very white and black palette, which I thought was great, but as I lived in it a little bit longer, I found that there were things about it that I wanted more warmth. So I added some different elements, and I've been building on it since then, actually adding more color to it. Okay, this is an interesting part of the room. I decided originally in a townhouse, it would be that area would be your living room, and then the next area would be your dining room. But I decided to take the whole space and make it my living area. And it's really nice that you have two different seating areas. This one's primarily more around the fireplace. And you know what, I changed up a little bit. I changed the lamps originally that were just a white pair of lamps, but I decided I wanted the strength and power that was in the wood and more height, because the ceiling is so high that I really wanted it to draw your eye up and pull it up in line with the curtains, actually. I love the pattern of the carpeting, but what I did do that was different was I reupholstered my sofas. If you saw it in the original, it was a white slipcover. But what I did was I picked a beautiful, nubbly, charcoal gray upholstery linen, because it sort of seemed, you know, through the fall and winter months that it lent itself more that way. And the womb chair's new. I can't get my husband out of it all the time, right? It's just the most comfortable chair. But the main elements, which were the floating shelves, remain the same. And then I changed up the picture. I think art is a great way to change your space up. And so I decided to go with something, you know, really bold and big, and that was working in the coloration as the beautiful mantelpiece that I have. There's a really nice flow about this space. It's the same sofa. I've done that twice now, and I liked that repetitive thing that happens. It continues, the eye flows beautifully through. But elements that I added, for instance, is this gorgeous deco table that sits between the two chairs. Again, adding the different wood elements, some beautiful sculptural, again, black and white. We're going back to that in the vases. And I ended up with I know it seems like an odd little piece, but it seems so right to me, this little African legged, funny looking little stool. And I like the fact that it was so different from everything else, as well as this great footstool that I got. Originally, I'd done the classic CC40, that painter's white. It's a little bit warm and creamy. I decided to go with a little brighter white. This is Chantilly lace, one of my favorite colors, and there's a freshness about it. It works really well. I changed out the curtains, and they were white as well, but these ones are a little bit lighter in weight. I think that it creates a really nice, spacious feeling. I love to cook, and so does my significant other, so we spend a lot of time in there. And because it's a nice size, what I did was I moved my dining room in there. It sort of has that European kind of flavor about it, doesn't it? When I picked my hardwood floor, I definitely wanted to choose something that wasn't too light and wasn't too dark, that was this lovely, interesting marriage in between. So that meant that anything that I popped off, it was going to really look great. And that way I could do the richness of a really dark cabinet in there. And when you see the view out the back, you'd understand why all year round it is such an amazing space to be in, because you can actually go out there and sit out there in the morning, or have your dinner in the evening, and there are swans and the sailboats are going by. So you know what, I'm always thrilled when people come over and they look in awe, and I go, yes, that's the magic of this house. We decided to take the whole second floor as our sort of ensuite, as you would say. Everything that I did as I went up, I made sure that they had big, big windows when we were building this, with the opportunity to really be able to open them up. But it's a very calm, neutral kind of palette. I've just gone into this whole love of linen sheets. I love the texture, and it feels so comfortable. Everything that I picked is very classic. I like to think of them as timeless pieces. I love it because I can walk right from my bedroom through a nice big walk-in closet into my bathroom, which I love, but it leads me beautifully right into an office. And I love the convenience that everything is right there and present to me. And I've got lots and lots of storage space, which is great. I've got the guest bedrooms and the laundry room up on the very top floor. They're a little bit more magical and a little different. One has that nice lower bed. I love the sort of Japanese kind of style feel about it. And then the other one, I wanted this beautiful, almost heather colored throw and sheets, again in linen. And I added a few more sort of wood elements there. There's a natural kind of feeling about that room. I think that what really makes a designer home, there's this constant flow from the basement when you walk in to the very last room you go to. Even if it's just that your carpet continues to flow through, or your hardwood, or your banisters, there are certain basic elements that carry your eye through the whole house. And you know, if you want to add a different color pillow or different color pictures, that makes that room unique, it's great. But that there should be some continuity to what's happening right through your whole house.